ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ श्री सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनम्। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। 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 ॐ ऋतगं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः। ॐ नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात्। हरि ओम, सुप्रभातम. A warm welcome to the last day of the series. Om Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. ॐ शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। We will chant from the 40th verse. Om Viksharo rohito margo hetur damodaras sah महीधरो महाभागो वेगवानमिताशनः उद्भवः क्षोभणो देवः श्रीगर्भः परमेश्वरः करणं कारणं कर्ता विकर्ता गहनो गुहः व्यवसायो व्यवस्थानः संस्थानस्थानदो ध्रुवः परर्धिः परमस्पष्टस्तुष्टः पुष्टः शुभेक्षणः रामो विरामो विरजो मार्गो नेयो नयो नयः वीरः शक्तिमतां श्रेष्ठो धर्मो धर्मविदुत्तमः. In this shloka, we are seeing the first nama, Rama, Ramaha. And we are now discussing on the Shodasha Kala Purushaha Sri Rama, and we are trying to understand the 16 virtues which are given. Gunavan, the one who is a principled person. Viryavan, physically, emotionally and intellectually, the one who has courage to face the challenges of life. Dharmagnaha, the one who knows dharma. In fact, he himself is dharma. He represents nothing but dharma. Dharmo vigrahavan Ramaha is one of the very famous quote, isn't it? Rama is nothing but a personified dharma. Kritagnaha, the one who is eternally grateful for every small thing also. It need not be always big things, even for the smallest thing, one who is very grateful. Satyavakyaha, the one who has tremendous conviction for truth and speaking truth. Now we have to see Dridhavrataha. Vrataha means vow. What is a vow? Now the 16 virtues I had given, we will go one after the other. Dridhavrataha, the one who is determined, the one who has strong conviction. This is very important for anybody to succeed in any field of activity, at the same time to remain as a good human being. Vrataha means vows. Vows meaning what? Certain principles, certain disciplines of our life. Like some of our, for example, during our period of ashramavasa, during that period, many of the brahmacharis who were studying along with us, we all had some certain vow. What is that vow? Until breakfast time is over, we will maintain mauna. A simple one, small vow, for example. Until breakfast time is over, meaning it is about 9 o'clock. So till morning 9 o'clock, I will not speak. Other than the chanting, etc., that is different. In the Vedic chanting class or in the Vedanta class, when there is some chanting involved, when there is some question asked by Acharya is involved where we have to answer, then it is different. That is not called as Vrata Bhanga. But Vrata there was, I will not unnecessarily chat with anybody until 9 a.m. Look at the effect of that. Up till 9 a.m., my mind is calm and quiet. And the most important class is in the morning Upanishad class. And in Upanishad class, because I have not ventured into gossiping, I have not ventured into unnecessary interaction with others, my mind is fully focused. Otherwise, what happens? My mind is distracted by unnecessary thoughts. and unnecessary gossiping. If not gossiping, Swamiji, we were talking about the Shastra only, we were talking about the class. It doesn't matter. 9 o'clock, after 9 o'clock, the whole day was available for us. It was not required. Nothing would collapse if we don't talk. See, this is a vow. This is a vrata. I am just telling you one vrata as an example. Then otherwise we take other vrata. For 1 year, I will not do this. I have one person who was, okay, it is now a past tense, it is no more a present tense. A devotee of us who was very, very, what is the word to use? Very addicted, habituated, addicted in having non-vegetarian food. And it so happened that we had a lot of exchanges. Then that person started coming to ashram. He started listening to talks and everything. And we were talking about something like this. And then once I had probably mentioned that one should take up such vows and check one's own mind. Believe me, that person took that as a vrata and he said, 1 year I will not eat non-vegetarian. And finally, that person has given up non-vegetarian permanently. Now see, it is not an indication to any of you what about this non-vegetarian something. What I mean there is, I take a vrata. After 1 year, go ahead, so what? That's a different thing. But this 1 year, when we take up some vrata, how does my mind react or respond? Is a very, very beautiful introspective aspect of our life. When we take that vrata, that is a time you will find lot many people will come and influence you to have it. Influence you to compromise. At that time, now that I was very addicted, now that I was very influenced by that earlier, then what happens at that particular time? The mind says, it is okay, so what? After all, you had only thought about it. So it's okay. All these years you have done. What is there? Go ahead. Like that, mind will influence you. Mind will influence your mind. You in the sense what? The mind will want you to enjoy. People will want you to enjoy. But when I say this many time, I will not have. That many time, I should not have. Accept it. Be firm. Be assertive. Be determined. Have that conviction. Once we habituate our mind to have such convictions, to have such determined principle, that mind will become more purer, more quieter. Why? It is not disturbed by all those things which were distracting me earlier, which were disturbing me earlier. This ability to handle my mind, this ability to tell my mind, you do not require. This ability to tell your mind, what is there? Try to live without it, at least for some time. You take a vrata, 6 months, if not 1 year, 3 months, 1 month, somehow. Apply one particular principle to the mind and say, this long I will not do this. What do I not do this? Not that what I was not doing. I was anyway not doing. Like for example, for 6 months, Swamiji, I will not take Karela. I never had Karela earlier. I never liked it also. Some people go to Kashi and then leave something, one patram, one pushpam, one phalam. They leave and come. Nobody leaves their near and dear ones and comes. Isn't not? They leave something and come. One phalam, my parents, when they went there, they gave up guava. That was their very dear fruit. They gave it up and came. And after that, they did not take. Conviction. What was running in their mind, I don't know. But they did not take. Many people go leave and come and then go on lamenting about it. I went to Kashi, and in Kashi I gave up coffee and came. Arre! If you are going to lament about it, if it is going to disturb you, it is better you have and not trouble others. Think. What is the purpose here? Purpose is, at that particular period of time, how does my mind react? And how much can I be without those things or beings in this period so that my mind is available for better activities? Think. This is called vrata. And dridhavrataha, meaning a determined person who is always with his convictions. If you see Sri Ramachandra ji, he was very determined. When Bharata, all the three mothers, the whole Sena, Sumantra, all of them went to the forest, and there they requested him, pleaded Ramchandra ji, please come back. It is okay. Father gave you this one, father has already gone. Now he is no more there. Therefore you need not take up this one. You finish your vrata here. Please come and take the Rajya. He so beautifully convinced Bharata. Of course, not that they were very happy while going. But he made them so comfortable in a manner of saying that Bharata did not accept. Look at his Dridhavrata. He did not take up Ayodhya as a kingdom for him, and he never became a Raja. What did he do? He exercised his Dridhavrata of not becoming a Raja. At the same time, Ramchandra ji exercised his Dridhavrata as not coming back to Ayodhya. See how beautiful these characters are. He gave his Padukas as though ruled Rama. He is a ruler of Rama. But he never came back. Why? He had given word to his father 14 years. Think. After 14 years, he came. He took back his kingdom. And Ramarajya was established, no doubt. Think. This is called Dridhavrataha, the one who is convinced in all his convictions and who is determined to follow them. Charitravan, one with good conduct. Charitrena chakoyuktaha. Chakoyuktaha means the one who was shining with good conduct. The one who was bringing so much of, in fact, everybody were attracted to him because of his good conduct. This is there even in our life. Anybody who is very good in behavior, in conduct, etc., people like them. The one who is not having good conduct, even people who are not having good conduct will not like a person who is not having good conduct. This is the beauty of it. Like how a smuggler will not want his own people to be, not being truthful. Even the people who are not truthful will want his subordinate to be truthful. Is it not? So, even a person who is not with good conduct will not like people who are not with good conduct. And the one who is with good conduct shines forth. Even in our in the classroom, for example, in the school or colleges, I am very sure all of us have come through. There would be very few people with good conduct who will be respected by not only the fellow students, but even the teachers and the institution and the principal. They will respect such good students who are with good conduct. Therefore, good conduct comes out of good principles. And good principles comes out of good samskaras developed right from childhood. Swamiji's childhood, nobody taught us all these things. Doesn't matter. You have some buddhi now working. Use that buddhi. Change yourself. Transform yourself. Educate yourself. And apply them. And be good. There's very often oft-quoted statement. Be good, do good. A very nice statement for, telling in front of a group and then gaining some patting. But how are we otherwise? Is what we have to time and again assert. Why time and again assert? Because at one time we will be definitely very good, but we don't know when we slip. Think. Therefore, time and again we have to assert ourselves. In case of Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji, he was an embodiment of good conduct. That is why he is called as Charitravan, the one who is of the nature of good conduct. Think. So beautiful Nama. Charitravan, Sarva Bhuteshu Hitaha, the one who is helpful to everybody, not only human beings, even creatures. Sarva Bhuteshu Hitaha, he always works for the good of all. This we have seen in the Ramayana, where Bhagavan Ramchandra ji, though he may kill a Rakshasa, finally he gives them liberation. Think. This is a very interesting part in all the Puranas. The Avatara Purusha, Bhagavan, be it Ramchandra ji, be it Sri Krishna or any other avatara, whenever they have taken an avatara to eradicate some evil person, at the end of the time you will see that having killed them, they give them liberation. Why? Because they forgive them, one. Two, they look at that person's way of thinking. Ravana, he was meditating upon Rama, how to kill him. Think. Hiranyakashipu, he was meditating upon Prahlada, how to kill him. Think. So actually what happened, the so-called we people claiming ourselves to be good, we don't think of Bhagavan so much. Is it not? But a Rakshasa who has brought evil to the people around, for them also they are considerate. They want to do good to them. Therefore, they no doubt they kill them, but he gave them moksha, liberation. Swamiji is liberated. That means if you have to get liberation, be bad. No. They don't get the final leap. They probably gain the Swargaloka. That is what here means as liberation. They will get Swargaloka, and if their samskaras again comes back, the previous samskaras what they had, then they get into Brahmaloka, and from Brahmaloka gain knowledge directly from the creator Brahma and go to and become one with Bhagavan. Those are all process. That is not our topic here. Alright, but meaning what? He gives them a sthana, having killed them physically. Therefore, Sarva Bhuteshu Hitaha. Also, it is not only always with reference to Rakshasas. You will find Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji wanted everybody to be comfortable. When Lakshman ji came, he said, I am going to come with you. My mother has ordered. I have to come with you to forest. He tried to explain to Lakshmana how difficult it is. He says, if you can go, why can't I go? So he took all precautions. He exercised all his possibilities to not take Lakshmana. And of course, what to talk of Sita ji. He explained to her so much. She was determined not to part from Ramchandra ji. He had to tell them because he cared for them. In the forest, it will not be a bed of roses. It will be pain, it will be suffering, your legs will pain, it will be pricked by all stones and thorns and everything. You are such a soft person. You cannot. She said, no, I will manage. If you are there, what else I want? Think. Every moment, think of Kevat, the boatman. He wanted to give him something having crossed the river there. He wanted to give. Why? That is dharma. I have to give him something. Kevat did not want anything. Kevat took it as a great blessings. But when he came back, he carried Kevat also. Think. So like that, sarva bhuteshu hitaha. He did good for everybody. Vidwan. Vidwan, the one who is knowledgeable. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of everything. In fact, everything is nothing but he himself, is it not? Every knowledge, Vidwan, not Sangita Vidwan or Samskrita Vidwan or Natya Vidwan, etc., etc. Sarva Vidwan. Sarvajnaha, we say. Sarvajnaha means the one who knows everything. And therefore, Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji was Sarva Vedanta, Sarva Veda. What is that? There is a very beautiful word. Sarva Veda Panditaha. Sakala Shastra Vidwan, it is said. That is Bhagavan Sri Rama. Samartha. Samartha means what? The one who is very capable. The one who is very efficient. It is very beautiful thing to note that how beautifully he convinces Bharata to go back. Think. It is such a beautiful incident. In fact, our Ramanand Sagar in his Ramayana, he has brought those emotions so vividly, so beautifully. In fact, I might have seen it several times through YouTube and earlier with CD, VCD, etc. But even today, having seen it probably 100 times, even today when I again see those episodes, my eyes are filled with tears. Why? That is the beautiful emotions. Both Rama, Bharata, Janaka, Sitaji, all the Matas, Gurus, even Gurus' eyes are filled with tears. That much of emotions are expressed there. At the same time, the value is not compromised. Think. That is the efficiency, capability of Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji to influence. And not only that, Bhagavan Rama, what can he not do? Garala sudhari pukarai mitai, gopada sindhu anala sitalai, garuda sumeru meru samatayi, Rama kripa kari chitavanai. Garala sudha, Garala means poison. Even the poison can turn to be sudha as nectar. Ripu karai mitai, Ripu means enemy. Even enemy turns out to become friend. Gopada Sindhu, Sindhu means the ocean becomes Gopada, like a puddle of water. And Hanumanji could cross because of the blessings of Sri Ramchandraji. Anala Sitalai, when Hanumanji's tail was lit with fire, Hanumanji did not have any pain or burning sensation. Why? Bhagavan has blessed him so much, and in the process, he only burnt Lanka. He never got burnt. Anala Sitalai. Think. Garuda Sumeru. Garuda Sumeru. Sumeru means when Meru Parvata became flat. Samatai. All because of what? Rama Kripakari Chitavanai. If Rama blesses, what cannot happen? Think. Therefore, Bhagavan Shri Ramchandraji is also termed as Samartha, who is efficient and who is capable. Priyadarshanaha, uniquely handsome. It is very interesting that our Rishi Parampara, when they presented a Purana, when they presented a Bhagavan, a personified Bhagavan, it is always according to the requirement and according to the nature. And Bhagavan Ramchandraji, being the very embodiment of the Shodasha Kala, how should he be presented? So beautiful, so handsome, manly, at the same time very loving, caring, etc., etc. Priyadarshanaha, anybody for that matter will fall in love with Ramchandraji, obviously. We fall in love with all petty, paltry, cheap, third-rate things and beings of the world. What to talk of Ramchandraji? When Ramchandraji would pass like that, the whole people around would just become stunned and still. Think. Shurpanakha goes to her brothers. Maricha and Subahu were sent to kill Ramchandraji with 14,000 Rakshasas. When Maricha and Subahu came, both of them, Ramchandraji was all alone. Even Lakshmana was protecting Sita ji in the Kutira. When Ramchandraji was alone standing there with bow and arrow, looking at the handsome figure, Maricha and Subahu, even they were not ready to fight with such a beautiful, wonderful person called Sri Ramchandraji. They say, how can I fight such a beautiful Komala? Komala means what? Very soft and wonderful. That is the impact Ramchandraji had even in the heart of the Rakshasas who came to kill him. Priyadarshanaha, he was so beautiful, so handsome, and in fact, Neela Megha Varna, both Shri Krishna as well as Shri Rama are presented as Neela Megha Varna. Neela Megha Varna means the one which depicts infinity. Therefore, Bhagavan is uniquely handsome. And his beauty nobody else can ever have. We may claim in our life, oh, he is so handsome, he is so well built, he is so pleasant, and all that we may say. And they are all very small. In fact, they are not comparable at all. Is it not? Bhagavan Ramchandraji was the embodiment of beauty, was an embodiment of being handsome, etc. Atmavan. Atmavan has got two meanings. One is, from the highest standpoint, he is a very Atman. We have been telling this so many times. Another meaning is, we may probably supply one word there to make it more appropriate. Atma Balavan. The one who has got Atma Bala. What is this Atma Bala? An ability to face any challenges. The one who is courageous. And Ramchandraji, he was ready to face any challenge. At the same time, look at the beauty there. Even after reaching Lanka, he sent Angada to give a last chance to Ravana. See how beautiful his nature was. He gives a last chance to Angada, to Ravana. Sending Angada, at least now, even now if you surrender, I am ready to, excuse you, pardon you. Therefore, come. That was a beauty. This requires courage. Think. It is not that straight away go and fight. He was so courageous that even helped the opponent to change and become good. And when that did not happen, he was ready to fight. Sakala astra, shastra, everything was with him. Both Parashurama as well as Vishwamitra and all the devatas have blessed with him with all the astras and shastras as Rama. Think, yet he maintained his that status. This requires lot of courage to handle the situation without getting carried away. That is why Atmavan, Atma Nishthavan, Atma Balavan. Jitakrodha. Again, you can take the same example. The one who mastered his anger. Krodha, Jitaha. One who has won over his own anger. Emotion called anger. Think. Very, 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 very difficult. We all get angry at the drop of the hat. At every drop of the hat, we all get angry. For simple, somebody is walking on the road and that person is looking something. Why should he look somewhere? What is my business? Somebody is looking at my handbag. Then we get worried. Why is he looking at my handbag? Arey Baba. We get angry for small petty things. Think. Just sit down and think. One day before, how many times have I become angry? If you list, you require a long paper. Is it not? And very interesting. Anger is something, Parampuja Gurudev very beautifully says, you punish yourself for no fault of yours. Anger is what? Punishing yourself for no fault of yours or for the fault of others. Think. And how do I handle this anger? I handle it with virtues. The one who has handled his anger very well is a very virtuous person. Here Ramchandraji is called as Jitakrodha. That doesn't mean that they don't get angry, they don't even use anger, therefore they are they are like one doormats where everybody can stamp on them. No. When it is required to handle somebody who have crossed limits, then use anger. Look at the word. Use anger to get certain work done. Sometimes it is true. You cannot get certain work done if you don't show anger. Your servant maid maybe, or your children also. Sometimes you have to show anger. Showing anger, using anger is different from becoming angry. Therefore, when I use the anger for getting something done, the very next moment you can be delightful, you can be joyful. But when I become angry, then I am disturbed for 1 or 2 hours, if not days. Think. And when I become angry, the person on whom I have become angry, that person becomes a very person whom I don't want to think, I don't want to see. I develop a kind of aversion. And in the process, I disturb myself, I get agitated, and I get others also agitated, and agitate that person also. Think. Therefore, anger is a very, very strong vice, VIC, which one has to master. Parampuja Gurudev says, use anger like a pen in your pocket. A pen is kept in the pocket Whenever is required, I remove the pen, uncap my pen, use the pen. Once the usage is over, recap the pen and put it back in its place. Similarly, we have to use anger. Use the anger for that particular purpose and again withdraw immediately. That is called Jita Krodha, the one who has mastered anger. There are times during the Yuddha, Ramchandraji has used his anger. Jimi Amog, the Bana, Jimi Amog, that word in Tulsi Ramayana, that Bana, when it is shot, it will reach its destination. It will hit its target. And that with the amount of force with which Rama shoots the arrow, shows the anger, no doubt. But at the same time, the next moment, after killing Ravana, he comes there to liberate them. Think. Therefore, mastering the anger is very important. Dyutiman. What is Dyutiman? A brilliant person. All these qualities what we have talked about, all the examples what we have talked about, itself present. How brilliant should Ramchandraji be? Is it not? Brilliant person meaning the one who is able to handle everything. Very talented. Very able person who can handle anything and everything. Who can see much before. Dyutiman. Anasuyakaha, the one who is completely free from jealousy. Why jealousy comes? When I don't have and somebody else has, then a sense of jealousy comes. Ramchandraji did not have any such problem. Why? Bhagavan. He is everything. Why should he be jealous of anybody or anything? Is it not? And Ramchandra was very beautiful. In the sense, if he wants, he can get anything. But the best part is, he never wanted. Therefore, there was no reason for him to become jealous of something or somebody. Therefore, Anasuyakaha, that bad quality was never with him. Free from jealousy. Bibhyati devaha, even devas fear. In fact, sanyuge, that word is used. Bibhyati devaha sanyuge. Sanyuge means in war. In war, even devatas who are very known for their prowess, in front of Ramchandraji, even devas fear. We may also apply it to Bhagavan Vishnu. It is not that only Rama, even Bhagavan Vishnu, who himself is Rama, of course, devatas also will become afraid. That means that is the power. That is a valor which Bhagavan had. With this, Shodashakala Purushaha, Sri Ramachandraji is described. In fact, any amount of description is not sufficient. Therefore, Bhagavan is Bhagavan. Ramaha, Ramate iti Ramaha we saw. Ananda Swarupaha is indicated by the word Rama. Then, the second Nama in that shloka is Virama. First is Rama, Ramaha, Viramaha. Viramaha means what? The one who rests in all beings. Viramaha avasam praninam asmin iti viramaha. The one who is the very antaryami, who rests in everybody's heart. And then it is said, who brings cessation of repeated births and deaths. The one who becomes one with that, with the beings and no more gives them samsarika jivana. Birth and deaths in beings called samsara when they attain him. When they reach him, he gives them that sthana. In fact, what sthana? His own sthana he gives. He himself is one with them. And all samsara is removed. Therefore, virama. Virama also means full stop. In Sanskrita, virama means full stop. The one who brings full stop to the births and deaths. Full stop to the samsarika jivana to all his devotees. Alright. And this indicates Shanta Swarupaha, the one who brings Shanti. Shanti is what? From all the samsara which only brings agitations. Therefore, Ramaha Ananda Swarupaha, Viramaha Shanti Swarupaha, and the third Nama Virataha, or popularly Virajaha, represents Shuddhata. Shuddhata means purity. Shuddha Swarupaha, Ananda Swarupaha, Shanti Swarupaha, and Shuddha Swarupaha. What is Shuddha Swarupaha? Vigatam Ratam Asya. Ratam Asya meaning what? The one who has no interest in all the Laukika Vishayas. Therefore, there is no Vishaya Sakti. Virataha. Virataha. Rata means delighting. He does not have any delight in all the Vishayas of life. Virajaha. Rajaha means impurity, which is the quality of Rajas. The guna of Rajas is what? Impurity. And Virajaha means the one who is pure, who has no impurities in him. What are the impurities? Impurities of desires or passion. And therefore, Shuddha Swarupaha. Now see, purity is required for being calm, for Shanti. And Shanti is the root cause for Ananda. Rama, Virama, Virajaha. Ananda Swarupa, Shanti Swarupa, and Shuddha Swarupa. With this, we end the series. We will go with the thought of the Ram and come back again with thought of Vishnu, who are no different from each other, in the next series, and continue the other namas of the shloka and proceed further. Thank you very much for being a great inspiration for this wonderful series of thinking about Bhagavan. All of you have been so kind enough. And I also again thank those who have been supporting Sadhana Mandira. I am sure you all are aware, we have started this Bhagavad Gita chanting classes. We have completed 2 chapters. This month, between 16th and 25th, we will cover 3rd and 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, the chanting classes. Please make yourself available and learn, and make others also available to learn this wonderful chanting. With that we conclude, and we will conclude with Namasmarana. Please be with us. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram. सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि, नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। ॐ तत्सत्। ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु।